several years ago, I remember being very excited and very stimulated by the opportunity to explain the way that we Catholics celebrate the Christmas season to my Methodist minister friend. We were very close friends and shared a lot together, and very often had discussions that compared his tradition and my tradition, the theologians of both traditions and so forth. And so it was always a very lively, and I emphasize very lively, discussion between us. On this one day, we were talking about Christmas, and I was pointing out some things that had mystified me about the Protestant approach to Christmas and so forth. And so we got talking about how it is that we Catholics have several Christmas feasts. And so we move very quickly from the Incarnation on December 25th to the Holy Family, then to the Mother of God, the Epiphany, and the Baptism of the Lord. And so it's one whole combination of feasts that express the whole mystery of Christmas, that it's not able to be expressed in one day. That would be almost ridiculous to think that the Christmas mystery could be expressed just on December 25th. So I was talking to him about the various feasts, and I talked to him about this particular one, the Mother of God, the maternity of God. And of course, from his background, it was almost impossible for him to relate to this, what he saw as maybe an overemphasis on Mary in the story of our salvation. And so I got going, and of course, the more someone says they don't understand something, the more I'm going to go at it, and I'm going to try to make sure that after I get through with them, they know exactly what we believe. So I finally got to the point where I said to him, Gary, you believe that Jesus is God, right? Yes, he said, of course, we share that common belief. And I said, well, and you believe that he was born of Mary's body, right? Yes. Then how could you not get the incredible expression of intimacy between God and humanity in the Christmas mystery? Well, Gary also was a psychologist by training. And I asked him, Gary, how many times in the counseling office have you referred to a person's relationship with their mother? And how many times have you talked about dysfunctions in people because of the way that they were raised? And he said, many times. And I said, well then, at the same time, what about the effect of a loving mother on God himself? This was not just something that happened coincidentally, that God just allowed to occur, but God intended specifically and precisely that he should come to live among us from the womb of a human mother. Because there is no greater intimacy that a human person can conceive. And of course, us men and those of us who have never given birth to a child might not understand this fully, but you women here who have given birth to a child, you understand perfectly the intimacy between your body, your soul, and that child that you bore from your womb. I often joke with people, but I'm dead serious. You know, if you ever try to interfere in the relationship between a mother and her child, you'll always lose, especially a mother and her son. And I used to joke with my own mother. I would say to her sometimes, you know, the things that you say are wrong with me are your fault. You know, because when in doubt, blame your mother for everything that's wrong. Well, I can't tell you what she used to say to me, how she would respond to that one. I said it jokingly, but yet there's a kernel of truth in who we are and the way that we were mothered. And God expressed that perfectly in the story of our salvation, that God himself would come among us from a human mother. And so today we honor this human mother, but more than that, we are in awe at the meaning, the deepest meaning of the human condition, and how God in the Christmas mystery is as close to us as the child in the womb of his mother. Some call the Christmas mystery the marriage of heaven and earth. It is the wedding of God and his creation. Just as a mother carries a child in her womb, she carries as if a part of her own body. So God carries his creation in the redemptive act. He reconnects his creation to himself in the redemptive act, which begins with the Christmas mystery. For countless ages they waited for redemption. They waited to be saved. And when the time was right, a humble peasant human mother bore God in the flesh. And with that maternity, not only was she the mother of God, but she was the mother of all creation, because from her came the Redeemer of the world. From her, the Redeemer of the world was connected to the human condition in the most intimate way, such that nothing could separate ever again God and humanity. O Mary, Mother of Holy Hope, pray for our world today. Pray for us, our families, our friends, and for those who suffer the most in the world. Mother of Holy Hope, pray for us.